guys, Mr. and Mrs. Flashback here for the weekend.
This is Linda. I'm Cameron. We're going to go over what's sold in our online business. We sell stuff online on platforms like eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace. This we tried to on those other ones. But we're going to go over what sold, how much it sold for, and at the end of the video, we'll try to break down the profit for you. So, first, how do we do?
So we had 49 sales across our main platform, eBay, for just over $1,580.
So a pretty good day, especially because of the weekend. We had a couple days this past week that were a little slow. I think it was Tuesday. Monday was good. I think it was Tuesday and Wednesday were slow. I think it was like a $200 day and a $100-something day. And then Thursday it kind of corrected itself a little bit. And then this weekend was strong. I think we had $600-something on Friday. And then obviously $900 between Saturday and Sunday. So let's get into it. All on eBay. First item.
First up, from our local thrift store in town, we have this Invader Zim Complete Invasion Collection. One of my favorites. Invader Zim was it. Right there, Long Courage, Cowardly Dog. Just crazy stuff that made no sense. It was so awesome.
I didn't get it.
Those were my stupid shows back in the day compared to like, they had, I think when Noah was little, they had Uncle Grandpa and all those stupid shows.
That was weird.
That was bad. But, I mean, obviously, every generation has their stupid shows that they like, and those were mine. So, that did sell for $30 shipped. Next up is a skateboard that we don't have right here because it's large.
It's over there on the top of the shelf.
So, it's a Rodney Cassell Flame Madrid vintage skateboard. It looks to be from the 80s. It's a pro model.
Yeah, I paid $15 for it at a garage sale. Really good shape. Usually on skateboards, kind of the graphic on these vintage boards, a lot of people want ones where the graphic on the underside of the board is in pretty good shape. A lot of times people collect different ones. I've seen them on display. You know, people use them like display them on a wall or something like that. Yeah. So this was $15, looked cool, picked it up. It's been up for a while, but it finally sold in the best offer for
$170.
That was back and forth. I think I offered $200, he offered $150, and we met at $170. So I was happy for a $15 investment.
Next up, we got a remote. This is a Kobe DVD player remote, sold for $12 shipped.
And Kobe's not like the best brand, but I always seem to sell their remotes. Not a lot of competition, so.
There you go. Next up, one of my flags. This is one. It's a cool purple border and then a lot of bright colors on it. It says Gone Fishing, and that one did sell for $14 shipped. Lots of bright colors on that thing. And so that's my third flag out of my pile. And
she's so $30 in all of them. She had like 20-something flags or whatever.
That might put me at.
She might be the profit.
For.
Yeah, she's probably breaking even or really close to breaking even. Yeah. Definitely her next one, she's in the profit. So
exciting.
A lot left to sell though, but.
Heard that one from Commonwealth Picker. He picked up those vintage yard flags in one of the videos we watched. And so when we were at one, I saw them and I go, hey, I know about these. Yep. So grabbed them and there you go.
Pretty good deal.
Next up, from our bin store that we've been getting really excited about and Cameron's been jonesing to go to.
Pretty much, I want to go every week.
Every week. Gutsy Girl's Bible, 21-Day Approach to Healing the Gut. I thought it was an actual Bible I was looking for. Turns out it's just a daily thing to help you with your
food and
digestion. And that sold for $23 shipped.
And this was on, I think, $3 day that we got it.
Oh, okay, good.
So $3 into whatever it sold for.
Next up, we got a vintage 1994, excellent year, The Master's Bible is spiral bound, and that sold for $35 shipped. It is a Nelson King James version, and
this is that one that we had to like treat. It smelled, but
I was like, what, you really like the smell of books?
No.
You're one of those weirdos in the library that just goes for the smell?
Yep, those little master planners sell pretty well. A lot of them have sold.
Next up, we got a Wolfgang Puck Bistro Food Processor Bowl with the red out of the red one. So it's got the red handle on it, and that sold for $36 shipped.
Very good on that.
That one we sold before.
No, we sold the lid before.
Oh, the lid before. Okay, the bowl.
And then it sold again. The lid sold again.
The bowl, a lady asked me for the size of it. I'm like, well, you should know which one you need, but oh well.
No,
but
they're just trying to guess. That's why we sold the lid, and someone thought they guessed it might work with theirs, and it didn't. So, yeah.
Next up, one of our Raising Cane's hats. This is the camo trucker hat with the cream mesh on the back. This is one of the more expensive ones.
Yeah, probably one of the best ones we have.
Yeah, so the camo, this Real Tree camo would be what that's called. Yeah. That sold for $45 shipped, guys.
It says Real Tree in there. So.
That's awesome. Next up, out of our DVD 800 buy, we've got Midsummer Murders, set 11, sold for $12 shipped. Then we've got a workbook of Atlas of the Heart. Picked it up at our bin store, sold for $15 shipped.
That was on $2 day, and I just picked this up the other week, so that was pretty good.
Then we have some adorable baby vans. These are the Skate High Crib size 4C baby vans. They're the Hot Flames.
Cool. Yeah, these are cool.
And those sold for $40 shipped.
Very nice.
Then we've got Rings of Beauty Ring Workshop, sold for $15 shipped.
Make your own rings.
Next up, we have a 3-pack. So this buyer purchased, actually this is his
second order.
Third, fourth, and fifth buy from us.
Items.
So items, yeah. So he purchased two manuals over the week.
Oh yeah, he had one he had purchased before,
but he didn't pay for it.
He didn't pay. He had bought 2 manuals from us last week.
Acura.
3. He bought 3.
Something.
And 2 Acura TX, or I don't know what it was.
Yeah, one of the black ones instead of the gray ones.
But
yeah.
He bought 2, paid for them, then he bought one of these and didn't pay. And this week we shipped out those other 2, and then he paid for one of these and then bought 2 more. So he's 3 manuals in right now.
He got the 2005 Acura NSX, the 2002 Acura NSX, and the 2003 Acura NSX. So the 05 was $25, the 02 was $36, and the 03 was $24. So we'll be able to combine shipping on that and send them out to him, which is awesome, obviously. Saves us some money. And those are all out of the $700 manual buy, even though one of them's not marked. But that's okay.
Yeah,
we know it is.
It is, right, but it's just not marked.
So there you go. We got somebody who is buying up our manuals, which we do not mind at all.
And manuals have been a little bit slower. We've talked about, we were selling a ton of them, but we've sold through a lot. So anytime we can get a few
all
of these,
the more desirable ones, obviously.
Yeah, anytime we can sell a few more, clear some shelf space, it's great. We have tons
of course,
left.
The ones we sold today are all the little ones, but that's
it's still $60 in manuals, a little more than that, and then we actually have one more to show you if you stay tuned.
Next up, we got a Gemini. We got a Garmin Nuvi 2589. That one sold for $50 shipped.
That was from one of our sources in a big buy.
Yeah. Next up, from our newest favorite, Saks Thrift Avenue, Cameron picked up some chonies.
These are Hanes Herway, like 90s, I think.
Yeah, Hanes Herway cotton briefs, possibly from the 90s, I think. This one is a lot of 3 of our, we got a bunch of them, but that's a lot of 3. They're the size 7s, sold for $20 shipped.
We're in those for like, it was fill a bag for $11. You had to pay $1 for the bag.
Yeah, you pay $1 for the bag, and then you fill it up.
And I got a ton of stuff. So
and they let you fill it up all the way to the handles.
Yeah,
like if the handles sit up over, you can fill it all the way to the handles.
Yeah, I could like touch
it's $10, so
yeah, that was pretty good.
Great deal.
We got a bunch of chonies, as Linda would call them, but underwear. Some men's ones, some women's ones. They're all dead stock stuff. A lot of them have the original tags on them and stuff.
Yeah,
but
it's exciting though.
Yeah, so it worked out pretty well. So we're probably in those for maybe 50 cents a piece. I don't know, probably less than that really. And yeah, sold for 20.
Next up, we've got, out of our, I think this might be the Forgotten Rock and Roll box, but This is Coliseum 2 Strange New Flesh, sold for $15 shipped.
Interesting title.
Then another one of our Raising Cane's hats. This one we call the pastel green hat. It's very nice color, very Eastery. Sold for $20 shipped.
That one sold right away. I don't know if I priced it. It sold like instantly. So
someone really wants that pastel green. Yeah. Next up, Disney's Tigger's Honey Hunt for N64, sold for $13.50 shipped.
That was from the death pile of old games we have. I cleaned it up and it worked.
Then we got a Disney Pixar's Cars. This is Hot Rod Chick Hicks. He sold for $17 shipped.
People still buy these, I guess. There was a time when these were really collectible.
Love cars. They want to collect all the different ones, the different genres.
Just like Thomas, you want the ones that are kind of unique. Or like the not as popular ones. Like Thomas himself doesn't usually sell well, but like
nobody likes Thomas.
Yeah, a weird train that you never hear of.
You want the other stuff that like the less known characters, the side characters.
That's pretty much true in most things, like even action figures. A lot of times it's the weird oddball character who was like a side character or we just have a
Everyone likes the villains.
Instead of live sale something.
Woo, live sale.
It looks like it's a video game. But the stuff that's kind of the not as popular, that'll end up being more valuable down the road usually. So, next item.
Next up, from our bin store, we've got The Chosen Seasons 1 and 2 box set, sold for $20 shipped.
That was $2. Just got it the other day.
Then we got a Sony DVD VCR combo player.
It's all wrapped up here.
It's wrapped because it sold and then came back, and then now it's sold again.
They said they didn't mean to buy it or something. And it wasn't even unwrapped. It was still wrapped up, I think, the way that I had it. So.
Oh, well. And that sold for $90 shipped.
Pretty good.
Next up, we got NFL Blitz for Game Boy Color. Sold for $9 shipped. Then we got a Keurig VS1K water reservoir tank. This is the nicer one because it's got the nice matte coloring. It's scratched up, but it is for one of the nicer machines. And that sold for $28 shipped.
I think I paid $1, but shipping's probably going to be $14 or something.
Next up, Cameron parted out a Bella Pro 19 bar espresso maker. This is the filter and the holder. Sold for $28 shipped.
There were no comps on this. The whole unit sells for like $150 or something brand new. I have it. I paid $20. I didn't feel like shipping it out and just dealing with testing all the functions, so I parted it out. But I think I probably have a lot
of espresso.
Yeah. So, anyways, made a little money. But like I said, people always look for stuff like this because theirs break, they lose it, whatever.
Next up from R&R, we've been getting a lot from R&R. We're getting quite a lot of things that are new,
like
or old stock or stuff that's just it's all in boxes and stuff still. So this is another one of those items. This is from Brookstone. This is an auto emergency tool. So it's got the seatbelt cutter. It's got like little
flashlight.
Yeah, little scissors on it, little jackknife,
windshield hammer,
tools,
knife, scissors, bottle can opener, Phillips head, flat screw, small screwdrivers,
emergency beacon,
all kinds of stuff.
Pretty cool.
It just came in a big bulk buy from him, and it sold for
$15 and some change. I don't know if you guys ever been to a Brookstone store, but they're really cool because they have some cool items on them. So if you got a Brookstone, go check it out.
We went there on a first date one time.
Yeah, we did.
Not a first date.
It's probably the second date.
Second date, yeah.
No, it might have been the third when we went to Lazy Dog and we fell in love.
Something like that. Third date, I think, yeah.
Third date.
We went into a Brooks. That was my first time, actually. I've heard of Brooks. That was the first time in the store. They have a lot of cool, kind of weird electronic type gadgets, I guess, and stuff.
That's the date that set it all for me. I knew I was going to marry him at that date.
Right. Anywho.
Next up, we got a pair of women's New Balance shoes. These are walking or running shoes. Size
Small.
6. They're little. Sold for $50 shipped.
These are a good. New Balance is kind of all over the board. You could find a $20 pair, $50 pair of New Balances. These are the 993s.
They have 993 embroidered on the side.
And these shoes are not in perfect shape, and they still sold for $50. I think the 990s in general are more valuable New Balances.
Might be gum on the bottom.
So I got those for $3 at a garage sale. The lady had a ton of shoes. It was awesome. Bought a whole bunch of pairs, but $3 in, and they sold for $50. So 990, 993. Just look up. Remember those numbers, and you'll do well. Next
up, we got a Snap-on CIC1 ignition thing from the $1,200 tool buy. Who knows what these things do? Because we don't. We just sell them. And that sold for $35 shipped.
We got more in here, so a couple different pieces. They don't go with it, but they're their own listings.
Then we've got an iPod Nano 3rd Gen. 8 whole gigs, guys.
Does work.
Oh my gosh.
The problem is this little spinner doesn't work.
Oh.
So, but it does power on, I should say. And
sold
it does
for
play music.
$9 shipped.
Not a whole lot.
Then for iRobot Roombas, these are the authentic virtual wall sensors, and they sold for $33 shipped. We picked them up at our local thrift store.
Yeah, I bought 3 for $10, but the third one, I put the batteries in, and it will never light up. So something must be wrong. I read online sometimes that some of these have issues, like a wire gets loose in there or something. I haven't taken it apart, but I just listed these 2 because they light up. They seem to work okay. I've sold quite a few different little Roomba sensors. People will buy them.
People like that stuff. Next up, we got a pair of men's collection by Clark's Leather. These are lace-up desert or chukka boots, size 12, and those sold for $54 shipped.
They were $5 or $10. I've always felt like men's Clarks do better than women's Clark shoes. So yeah, very happy with that. I think our 5 or 10 sold 54. Didn't take too long.
Then we've got MotoGP 1011 for PS3, sold for $18 and some change.
Never heard of this game. It's a little motorcycle racing game. Pretty valuable.
And that's interesting. Yeah, that price for a motorcycle game.
You wouldn't expect that, but...
It's kind of like when sports games are valuable. You know what? Yeah. Nobody likes sports games.
Well, because usually everyone tells you don't buy sports games. They're not valuable.
Yeah.
But there are some that have some value.
And then we got a San Diego Gulls blank AHL jersey. It's a size extra large, and that sold for $70 shipped. So blank meaning it doesn't have a name on the back?
Yeah, it's not like a certain player. That was $3 from down the road from us. The lady has sales every once in a while, and she always has good prices, and I bought that for $3. And then it's been up for a while, but San Diego Gold stuff does sell. We sold a hat on Poshmark the other day, about half a year ago. That sold for like $25. So you can get something to go locally or no?
No, it's Texas.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, let me see if it goes locally. It's Texas.
I sold a couple of their jerseys before, but we're near San Diego, so it's not. We usually run into that kind of stuff.
Next up at our Disney 330 buy, the person we purchased from had Tigger galore.
Yeah,
every kind of Tigger shape, size, color. They had it.
This one's kind of unique.
This one has the paisley print on it, which is super cute. It's still got the original tag, very clean. It does have like some corduroy feeling on his face. It's like velvet corduroy kind of. It's crazy. Lots of different textures and very cute. Sold for $28 shipped.
That's from the $330 Disney buy we bought. We're way in the profit. We sold one ornament for $300. So
yeah, that put us over and we're good to go.
The plush was kind of a bonus. So whenever we sell them, it's like cool. But this is one we thought we sold the other Tigger that was kind of that baby.
The baby one was adorable.
Yeah. So this is another one we thought would sell pretty well because it has a cool look to it.
Then the $800 DVD buy, we've got Downtown Abbey Season 6, sold for $8.50 shipped.
Boom.
Next up, out of Hirsch Dose, we've got the 4 film favorites comedies, sold for $9.50 shipped.
Sealed.
Then we got a Nike Pro Combo pitching wedge. It's a right-handed steel shaft. Sold for $55 shipped.
You get a lot of videos, guys. Nike clubs usually have some value because they're not made anymore. So people like them. People like Nike.
Then we've got Evil Zone for PS1. Disc only, sold for $20 shipped.
Very good.
Then we've got a genuine Breville water filter replacement. Brand new 6 per package. Picked it up at our bin store.
Yeah, I went there the other day on my lunch break for $2.
Yeah, without me.
I got 2 of these. They're all in brand new sealed in here. I got that book there and I got that DVD chosen there that day. And this stuff was just had list. I got this past Wednesday, and I've already listed it. So it's been 5 days or so, and 3 things sold. And this sold for
$22 shipped.
So very good.
Then we've got a lot of 16 TDK cassettes. They are sold as they're used, but we're selling them as blanks so people can write over them.
Yeah, but you got to be careful with this because these are what someone's recorded. So we sell them as blanks. I don't sell them all the time, but these are actually pretty good cassettes. The TDSK 90s. They're like a better quality cassette. So I lotted them all together and they sold for
$30 shipped.
Happy about that.
Next up, we got a lot of 7 Imaginext people. There's Joker. There's, looks like...
There's other people that are not that really, I don't know.
No, there's a ninja guy.
There's like an astronaut or a scuba guy.
There's random people.
A ninja.
It's like a regular dude.
An alien, maybe. I don't know.
Who knows? But that set sold for $14 and some change.
We sold one of these sets for like $25 plus shipping on Facebook before. We sold quite a few of them. So if you ever find little Imaginext figures, you can get them cheap, lot them together. They will sell. Some are worth money by themselves and all of them. Next
up, we got a lot of 3 vintage Pyrex dishes. So we have a number 019. We have 2 019s and 1 022. Maybe 20 ounce or a quart size dishes.
Yeah. And
that 3-pack sold for $45 shipped.
We already have them bubble wrapped up, so.
Yeah. Next up, we've got out of the $700 manual buy, 97 Honda CRV ETM, sold for $22.50 shipped. Then first dose, we got this Avery set. This is the 5163 2x4 shipping labels, sold for $22 and some change.
We've sold quite a few of these like little Avery and different like sealed like labels and different kinds of stuff, and for whatever reason, there's still people looking for them.
Yeah.
We sold a can of Peps.
Yep.
E.
This is a sealed NASCAR Action Pepsi race car in a can. It's Jeff Gordon, number 24, and that came in the Rolling Stones buy, but it sold for $17 shipped.
We had a bunch of NASCAR stuff in that buy too, so that's why it was there. We don't have much of it left.
Then we got an Olympus Pearl Quarter, micro cassette Dictator.
Almost dropped it, didn't.
Sold for parts or as is for $17 shipped. Then we have these cool Under Armour shoes.
These are pretty cool.
These are lockdown the lockdown ones, red and black. They're a youth size 4, sold for $35 shipped.
Oh, is that from him?
Yeah.
Next
up, we've got Diary of a Sex Addict. Not sure where we picked that up, but it sold for $14.
It's an older listing. It's on sale. So.
And last but not least, one of our repeat buyers. Check that out. We've got Daxter, Greatest Hits for PSP. It's a UMD. We sell disc only, and it sold for $12 shipped. And Cameron's trying to find it right now, and he is not finding it. But he found it. Look at that. That didn't take too long. So that was our live sale. $12. We'll take it. There it is. And that's it.
That's all we got, guys. Appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Hope you learned something, or at least a couple things to keep an eye out for, maybe. We'll see you in the next video with what sells on Monday. Take care.